What is going on, everybody? What it is, what it do, man? It's your boy HG, and what we sipping on tonight's cold brew is a nice, beautiful Mountain Dew. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this tab in celebration to each and every one of you. Let's hit it real quick. Hey, nothing like that fresh tab. Oh, that's good. That's good. Can't show y'all the can because you know how YouTube and advertisements and all that kind of mess has gotten now. But trust me, that is really, really good. Now, I know y'all saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail is something I want to talk about. And I think we talked about it last week, but the thumbnail is something I wanted to talk about, and it's to bring us into a bigger point. And that's just the sneaker community as a whole. And again, I talked about it a little bit last week. And a good guy that I know that does sneaker content, he touched on it as well. As a matter of fact, he used the shattered backboards in order to ring in this conversation. But let's talk about these. What I can never remember what these shoes are called. They're the fours that just dropped over the weekend. What was that series? The Rare Air series, the Rare Air 4s. Let me see if I can find them for you all. The Rare Air 4s, another, for all intensive purposes, I would say flop. And I'm not going to say flop because they were sitting. It's just that they weren't very well received. Now, does that mean they're a bad shoe? Absolutely not, because I did a little bit of back to school shopping, and the Rare Airs were readily available in many sizes at my local Foot Action. What is it? It's not Foot Action anymore, but JD Sports, Finish Line, Foot Locker. They were readily available at all of those stores. And if you don't believe me, here, go ahead and check these out right now. Hold on, I'm gonna share the screen with y'all. This is Nike.com. Now, I don't know if it's on there like this for the sneakers app, but this is currently Nike.com, and they are still available online, with the largest size being a 13. It looks like the largest size is a 13 in men's, so a 14 and a half in women's. Do they do a 13 and a half in men's? No, they don't. I wonder why that is. You got a 12 and a half, a 13, a 14, a 15. I guess past 13, they start doing half sizes. So, but yeah, from a men's size 7 all the way to a men's size 13, the Rare Air is readily available. And like I said, I did a little bit of back to school shopping, and I purchased my daughter a pair of these Rare Air Jordan 4s, and in hand, they are not a bad shoe. It's a really good looking shoe. The materials are really nice. The black is more dark than this, and the suede, it doesn't really translate how good the suede material is in photos, but the suede is really good. The toe cap does not look ragged like it does in photos here. The toe cap actually looks fairly decent with the Rare Air 4s. So I say that to say that the Rare Air 4s is not a bad shoe, but it just didn't sell well. Just like the Rare Air 3s didn't sell well. I was going to say the Rare Air 6s, but the Rare Air 3s did not sell well at all. I think they actually went on sale. And the Rare Air Jordan 1s, they did worse than the 3s and the 4s. they've probably done just as bad as any other, I would guess, non-essential Jordan 1. I think the Rare Air Jordan 1s did worse than the UNC Reimagines. And that's crazy to say because there were more pairs of the UNC Reimagines and they even went on sale. They are currently on sale right now. Like you can get a large majority of UNC Jordan 1s at a retail price of $120, which is an incredibly good deal. It'll be even better if they drop below $100, but right now you can get them for $120, which is a really good price for that level of quality. Now, of course, I hadn't opened up my pair personally, so I don't know what the quality of my UNC Jordan 1s look like. But of course, like I said, you can get them at $120, which means you can walk into your local Champs, Foot Locker, JD Sports, and check out the quality yourself, even thumb through a couple of pairs and decide which one you want at a really good price, might I add, at a time when money is not really a premium and we need to focus on other things other than just shoes. Now, I'm going to ask you all, why is it that you believe that the Rare Air 4s didn't do well, especially given the fact that we are in a four wave? Now we are kind of at the end of the four wave, but we're still in that four wave where if they dropped, in my opinion, a better four, people would go crazy for it. And again, like I said, this is no knock on the Rare Airs. But it's just, in my opinion, not a necessary shoe. Also, they did the whole little crazy BS mess where, what is it? Let me show you. I don't know if it's outlined here, but I'm gonna try to show you the best way possible using this photo right here. Let me see. I need you to move, but if you look on the tongue tab, one Jumpman patch is upside down, one is right side up. That's because you can remove the patch if you did not know. And underneath that patch, you can see you either have an option of silver stitching or gold stitching. And a lot of people want the gold stitching because the gold stitching is more limited. Me, I say I don't care. It does not matter. What's up, Giganator? Giganator says on sale doesn't mean didn't sell well, just not an instant sellout. Considering margin, Jordan is still doing all right. People copping Rare Airs on discount at 180 is still a W for the company. And that's facts. That's absolute facts. Like I said, going on sale doesn't mean a bad thing. And as a matter of fact, it's an even better thing for the consumer, because it kind of really shows Jordan Brand. And it's not that it's going to show Jordan Brand anything, but you would think that it would show Jordan Brand what people really want and what's really moving and things like that. But no, it's not going to show Jordan Brand any of that. If anything, because Jordan Brand, it's not like Jordan Brand is going to roll back on their prices. If anything, it just shows Jordan Brand that, maybe they need to limit the releases even further, which is a bunch of bullshit in my opinion. Let me make it so that you all can see your comments up on the screen. These will be like the reimagined black toes, how everyone got those when they missed the bread once. People will get these when they whiff on the Undefeated. I don't. You know what? I don't know if they're gonna miss the Undefeateds and go back to these. If anything, the only reason I can see that these would sell out or be people's consolation prize is because back to school is on the 4th. And that's another reason why I gauge this shoe as not doing so well, because it's back to school. This is literally a back to school sneaker. And with this being a back to school shoe and it's still not selling very well, that doesn't speak very well to this release. Or if it doesn't speak very well to this release, does it speak? What does it say about the sneaker community or the sneaker culture as a whole? Because I want y'all to think about that, because things that I'm saying when mentioning this shoe are things that are going to be brought up a little bit later in the conversation about the sneaker culture. But for this to be part of the back to school release and it do as poorly as it did, that's saying a lot, and it's saying a lot on many levels. These gonna be good in the hood. Well, you know, an all black shoe is gonna be good in the hood, but man, we've seen, and granted, it is like an OG and a staple. We saw the flu games move faster. We saw the what is it? The black and gold 12s move. We've seen a lot of 12s move faster than these 4s, which is kind of crazy to say, given the fact that we're in the era of Jordan 4s. Like, everybody wants a 4. Everybody wants a 4. Everybody is anticipating the Black Cat 4s, and of course with a little caveat to that, because the Black Cat 4s went crazy after they went on sale a couple of years ago, and people aren't wanting to pay $1,000 resale price for a pair of 4s, and you know it's going to be an opportunity to get it a little bit cheaper now. But I mean, you know, but still, this is the 4, and people have passed up on it. And again, like I said, it's not a bad 4. I've seen it in hand. But $220, is it the price? What is it about? Is it the 4, or is it the Rare Air series? Because the Rare Air series has yet to make a mark on the community. The Rare Air series seems to be like a redheaded stepchild, like it's got leprosy or something. For whatever reason, people are staying away from the Rare Air series, and it's like I have no idea. I have no idea what it could be. I have a few ideas on what it is or what it could be, but you know, I'm gonna let you all tell me what you think it could be as to why the 4s, the 3s, and the 1s didn't do well or aren't doing well. But Nitro, what you say, Nitro? They said, to me, it's not that big enough of a release to warrant a culture community conversation. There's so many factors as to why this particular shoe didn't sell out instantly, and that's okay. And I feel that. I feel that. Hi, and hey, been passing on Nike and Jordan shoes. Will I actually wear that many times for that retail price? Then my grocery, commute, and school college supply cost more certain shoes. Miguel Rico with the eyes. Well, yo, that that is a funny ass photo, dude. I love that photo. That is crazy. But the Rare Air is not doing well, and it was even a surprise to me, man. That was a surprise to me that the Rare Airs didn't do it. I honestly, I didn't think that they were going to be an instant sellout. But I also didn't think that they would be available. What is this? This is Tuesday. What? 72 hours after release. I didn't think that they would still be available. He said, "Thanks, Unc." I ain't there yet. I'm not there yet, but I'm headed in that. I'm headed in that direction. I will say that. But I mean, hey, when I hit that Unc status, it'll be another milestone. I'll be proud to be able to say I've lived long enough to hit Unc status. I will, I will be glad about that. Now the next thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is the shattered backboards. Shattered backboards are dropping at the end of the next month. Who all is ready for the shattered backboards? I know I am. We got a shop drop about, it feels like about 3 weeks ago now. We got a shop drop. A lot of people have been talking about how bad the quality is. Well, they haven't been talking about how bad the quality is for the shattered backboard. As a matter of fact, you don't hear anybody really talking about the quality of the shattered backboards, especially people who have gotten them, who got them early on the shock drop. You hadn't heard not one word about them. But one thing you have heard is a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, they're not as good as the 2016 pair." These pair are being, compared and contrasted to the 2016 pair, as far as color, as far as materials. And a lot of individuals, from what I saw, were trying to basically downplay these shoes. And this is gonna and this is another key point. So hold on to this key point that I'm talking about. A lot of people, social media influencers, had been trying to downplay these shattered backboards, when that's usually the opposite of what we have seen in the last couple of years. A lot of times you'll see them hype them up and all that kind of stuff, but they really kind of try to downplay them. And of course, we know that the shattered backboards came out in 2016. That was almost 10 years ago. They can't source the same materials. The colors aren't going to always be the same. So, of course, it's going to be a little bit different. But they did roll out a pretty good looking shoe, in my opinion. And the presentation, for damn sure, is better than it was with the original release. And y'all know me. Presentation speaks volumes. Presentation speaks volumes. From Bricks and Kicks said, "God, these shoes are so bad. They gave me ocular cancer." So, hey, look, we got somebody that say these are bad. Gigginator said, "My homie got a pair and did a review. He was impressed." Okay. So we got somebody that seems to be real talking about these shattered backboards and giving a real opinion. Miguel Rico says, "Surprisingly, them fours sold out." Now, I don't know where you are, but these fours, these, I'm not sure which fours you were referring to, but these fours right here, these police cop fours right here, these RoboCop fours, they are still available in my local malls. They are available currently on the Nike app up to a size 13. This is not an old photo. This is a current photo. So yeah, these are still available, and I'm trying to figure out why they're still available in an era where Jordan 4s are, the most sought out, like one of the highly favored shoes this year. All the people comparing the two shattered backboards never seen the first one. I can believe that. I wouldn't even let my dog wear these things. Nigel said, "Then I've been passing on a lot of drops. Then my collection been trying to downsize shoes actually use every day." That's another thing. That's another little bullet point that I'm gonna, talk about in a little bit. The shattered backboard OGs are king when it comes to leather quality. The new ones are a close imitation. Oh, Mint did not sell out. Okay, I got you. These are rare fours in my area, still sitting most sizes except 13s and 14s. So, Nitro, you saying in your area where you don't even get a lot of shoes or get a lot of pairs, these are still sitting there. So, I know, Gigginator, you said sales don't necessarily determine like how good a shoe is, but with a lot of people chiming in and saying what they've said and giving their feelings now, I mean, it's the sample size that we have here is not going to be the full sample size for everywhere. But with some people chiming in and saying that these are still sitting even in small market areas, would you be willing to say that these have underperformed, that these are officially a flop 72 hours later? Them ones on sale for 100. Yeah, the rare Air Jordan 1s. I think the rare Air Jordan 3s are on sale right now too for like 100 and something. The New York Dad salutes, first time here, Undefeated 4s over these rare airs. And I don't know if anyone noticed, but Air Max 95s are making a big comeback. Man, salutes to you, New York Dad. Man, appreciate you for rolling through here, man. Undefeated 4s. We gonna push on off of these RoboCop 4s, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about these Undefeated 4s. Let me see, because there's been interesting conversation about the Undefeated 4s on social media. Now, if you all are familiar, EQL is holding a raffle, or Undefeated is holding a raffle for the Undefeated 4s via EQL. I think today is the last day, or was the last day for sign up. And I'm not sure if they're going to be available anywhere else, but there's a lot of conversation going on about these Undefeated 4s, where a lot of people recently found out that the back tab is going to be the Nike Air. And we talked about this last week. The back tab is going to be the Nike Air. It is not going to be the original Jumpman logo that we saw back in the day when the Undefeated 4s were super limited. I asked the question last week if Nike Air being on the back changed anybody's minds about how good this Undefeated 4 really is. Some of you said you didn't care whether or not it had the Nike Air or the Jumpman on the back. And then some people said they prefer OG over everything. We saw a post by, who was it? Like Travis Scott, saying that like the Undefeated 4s that are releasing this year are trash because he's OG over everything and he prefers the Jumpman on the back and yada, yada, yada. But, you know, for somebody like Travis Scott, that's easy to say given the fact that you are seeded pairs and you have access to pairs that the average everyday consumer doesn't have access to. And to be honest, in today's climate of sneakers, who's to even say that those pair of Undefeated 4s with the Jumpman logo on the back that he had were real? Because celebrities and artists, they get played all the time with fake pairs. So, I mean, when I saw Travis Scott talking about OG over everything and showing the Jumpman on the back, I just kind of laughed. I didn't pay it no mind. I was like, what the fuck ever, man. Nobody cares. But along with that kind of conversation, Jumpman or Nike Air, there's been another conversation going on social media, and it seems to be, this is a new one that I hadn't even seen, where people are picking Undefeated 4s over the Nigel Sylvester brick by bricks. And I want to ask you all, when it comes to Jordan 4 releases thus far, so we've got the Undefeated 4s, we've got the Nigel Sylvester brick by bricks, we've got the rare Air Jordan 4s, and did the white cements drop this year? Well, I'll take the white cements out. Out of those three, and the only reason I'm doing the brick by bricks is because people have thrown those in the conversation. But out of those three, or maybe let's narrow it down. Let's stop acting like the rare airs are even in contention or a point of conversation. So between the brick by bricks and the Undefeated 4s, which would you rather have? Because I see a lot of people trying to downplay these Undefeated 4s as well, talking about the color is the light green color is trash. Now, I'm gonna see what y'all got to say before I throw out my opinions. I'm pretty sure y'all already know what direction I'm gonna go with when it comes to the Undefeated 4s versus the brick by bricks. But yeah, y'all let me know if I could figure out how to put a poll up here, so you all could make a determination. I'm gonna work on that and try to figure that out. And then, for next time when I have a question like that, I'll throw a poll up in the chat. That way you all can, participate that way. But undefeated fours or brick by bricks, which one do you prefer? From Bricks to Kick Sale, where do you stand on the Black Tongue 5s coming on later this year, my boy? I think they're going to be bad on leather quality, but better than the 2020 Silver Tongues. So, real quick, when it comes to the Jordan Fire Red 5s with the Black Tongue or the Silver Tongue. So I have the Silver Tongue pair. Jordan 5 quality is going to be hit or miss anyway. And I don't think Jordan 5 leather quality is necessarily bad. I just think that when it comes to the quality, the paint application is terrible. Because like these, the Great 5s, the leather quality is not bad at all. But what makes this leather quality look like shit is this paint. It's the paint app for this. Whenever they put white paint app on a 5, and I guess because the 5 is so big and so plain at the same time as well, but whenever they put majority white paint app on these shoes right here or this silhouette, it just looks terrible. It makes the paint look, it makes the leather look cheap, and it makes it look like they just did whatever. Because, like I will say, if I had to put a knock on this Great 5, I do not like that gloss finish on there. I would much rather prefer like a matte finish, a matte white finish instead of this white gloss finish. But that's just me. That's if I had to nitpick. But I would much rather like the Black Tongue over the Silver Tongue because it gives it more contrast compared to the Silver Tongue. Like the Silver Tongue, for whatever reason, just seems to bleed or blend into the shoe way too much. Now, what hurts that shoe also helps that shoe because it allows the red to really pop and stand out. But I would prefer the Black Tongue, especially if they do the 23 stitching. And I know I say a lot of times that the 23 stitching on the side of a 5 doesn't really make a 5 or make a difference. But in this case, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. If it's the Fire Red 5 with a Black Tongue, it's got to have that red and black stitching on the side. I'm sorry. I gotta be picky about that. I gotta be picky in that one time. So yeah, that's that. Those people are called sheep. Those that determine selling out as a factor on their enjoyment of a product is funny. And that's true. That is true. That is another side to look at. Like for me, I don't determine whether I like a shoe or how good a shoe is, in my opinion, based on whether it sells out or not. But when I ask about how good you think a shoe is because it's sold out or sat, it's more so gauging the public opinion, like the masses. So from a mass standpoint, is it a flop or a failure? Now, like if you, like people who want to give me their individual opinions and ideas and standpoints, that's fine with me because I love to hear individual opinions. And for the most part, everything is an opinion, but that's just where I'm going with that one. No one knows stock numbers, sell through, etc. If those factors were in the convo, I'd give it more attention. That's true too. You know what? When it comes to YouTube and these shoe tubers and stock numbers and things like that, to be 100% honest, I believe that 90 to 100% of people really don't know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to stock numbers. I don't think anybody really knows what it is when it comes to stock numbers, because a perfect example, those Nike SB Dunk Low Haleys. I forget the full name, but the Haleys. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They're purple. Olympic medalist female skateboarder partnered with Nike and SB, and it is her shoe. The rumor for that release was like 25,000, between 25,000 to 30,000 pairs worldwide. And a lot of them were consolidated to skate shops. And then they said like 10,000 pairs were reserved for Nike sneakers. Well, I hit on a pair in a size 10 on Nike sneakers. I hadn't done a review for it. I'm probably going to do a review for it. I've just been extremely busy. I'm going to try to do a review to just give my thoughts and opinions. The shoe is already released. You all know what it looks like. If you don't know what it looks like and you follow me and you subscribe to the channel, you're going to know what it looks like and you're going to get my thoughts and opinions. From what I heard, it's a really interesting shoe. I have not watched any reviews on it. I've seen pictures on it. And I've heard little bits and pieces about what's going on with the shoe, but I just not have experienced it for myself. But I hit on a pair for those in a size 10, the most sought after and most common size that it seems to be to date. I hit on a pair, and it's only supposed to be 10,000 pairs and 25,000 pairs total worldwide. Now, one of two things. Either I'm a lucky son of a lucky SOB, I'll put it that way. Either I'm an extremely lucky SOB and needed and should have played a lottery ticket or a scratch off the day I hit that shoe, or people were lying about the stock numbers. Now, with the luck I've had in the last year and a half, I'm still blessed, but with the luck I've had in a year and a half, I don't think I'm that lucky to be one of 10,000. Now, I did, however, hit on the CPFM dunks, the Oscar the Grouches, aka something else. I forgot what they were calling them, but I did hit on that, and I was extremely lucky. Or, like I said, people don't really know the stock numbers, and I'm hinting towards the latter, that these stock numbers that people keep throwing out are bullshit, are straight bullshit, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. And that's also going to push into, y'all are giving me some good points, and that's going to push into the point of the entirety of this live, the point of the point of me getting on to the main topic of conversation. Little Titan, man, what's good? He said, yo, DeMelo HG, hey, man, what's good, Little Titan, man? I'm glad to see you, family. It's been a minute. I know, it's been a minute. You didn't catch us last week, but you caught us this week, and I'm glad to have you. The New York Dad said today was online raffle. Tomorrow is in-store raffle. August 2nd is the manual cop. So shout out to New York Dad for that information, getting everybody straight. So let's repeat that one more time. Online raffle was today. Tomorrow is the in-store raffle. So you were able to enter the raffle online not yesterday, but the day before. I think either Friday or Saturday, and you were able to enter that raffle. And if you win that raffle, you have to go in store and pick that up. Then after they opened the in-store raffle, they opened the online raffle, and I filled that out, I think either yesterday or Sunday. But they opened the online raffle for the Undefeated fours, and I think the online raffle closes last time I checked, it was like in 2 days. Let me check. Let me go ahead and pull it. Let me check for y'all real quick. Make sure I don't have y'all chasing a ghost. Undefeated 4 raffle. So, okay. Let me see. Accept the cookies. Let me go ahead and drop X real quick. because I want all my people to be informed. I'm not going to gatekeep on y'all. I want y'all to be informed. So the Undefeated Air Jordan 4 online raffle is still currently open via EQL. The retail price is $230 for the Undefeated 4s. And there is a EQL run fair fee of $5.99. And the launch closes in 16 hours. So sometime tomorrow, the raffle will be closed. On the 30th, the raffle will close. And let me see, when will they do? I'm guessing around the same time or on the 2nd, which will be the actual manual cop day. Either the 1st or the 2nd, they'll more than likely start announcing the winners for that. So let's see. EQL is making me, I ain't trying to do all that extra stuff. But yeah, there you go. The raffle is open for that. So if you haven't entered the raffle, I suggest you go ahead and run and do that now. Lil Titan said he's getting sneaker fatigue. That's another great point. Nitro said, for me, didn't care about the Undefeated 4s back then and don't know, especially if Travis Scott Stomper hype, it's not going to make me buy it. So, well, Travis Scott ain't had no hype behind Undefeated 4s. He's not really pushing the Undefeated 4s. He's just more so trying to shit on people that want the Undefeated 4s with the jump man on the back. And there's one thing, like there's so many things that I've said about Travis Scott and so many opinions that I've had about him and whatever, what have you. But there's one thing I do not tolerate. I don't tolerate shitting on somebody just because they don't have the opportunity you have or the option that you have. Just like some people don't have the opportunities or the options that I have, I'm not going to shit on somebody. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, just for instance, let's say I got to connect. Let's say I got to connect at the Undefeated 4s. And you all don't. So because you all don't have the connect, you all turn around and just go ahead and buy the, like Giganator said, you all turn around and just buy the other 4s, the Rare Air 4s. I'm not going to shit on y'all and say, the reason why y'all bought those trash ass Rare Air 4s is because you couldn't get the Undefeated 4s. But guess what? And show a picture or show a video or show them on screen like, well, guess what? You should have got these and you should have did what you had to do in order to get these. So with Travis Scott doing and saying what he said, I don't agree with him. He can kiss ass and kick rocks for that, for all I care. You know, I don't know, but yeah, I just don't fuck with people who do shit like that. That's just a shitty way of you know, trying to make yourself look better than what you actually are. They fucking shoes, man. They are fucking shoes. Bro, this post is super whack. Dude needs to get his eyes checked. Cave stones over Undefeated 4s. That's another thing. So, like I said, a lot of people were saying Undefeated 4s over brick by bricks. Do you agree or do you disagree? And in this post, the guy was saying Jordan 4 cave stones over Undefeated 4s. And that's, I don't know if it's because the people were talking about the color of it or what. And in this picture, I don't think this color is true to what you're actually going to get with the Undefeated 4s. I think this color looks this light because of the camera and how hard the light is hitting on this shoe. I think in hand, you're going to get a more darker, more rich color green, but I could be wrong. There's just a lot of crazy conversation surrounding the Undefeated 4s. All the rumors. Exactly. Especially with a lot of people who said that they got the Undefeated 4s early and come to find, like, a lot of people said they got the Undefeated 4s early. And those Undefeated 4s had the jump man on the back. And now it was at least 4 days, 3 to 4 days before the actual release. Jordan and Nike said they're not doing the Jumpman on the back. So a lot of your favorite, sneaker content creators, and whether it be YouTubers or Instagrammers or Xers or Twitchers, were showing you all the Undefeated 4s as a early pair with the Jumpman on the back. Come to find out, they're fake. And we've talked about this a million times, how YouTubers and content creators will accept anything just to get clicks and likes and follows. They're willing to lie to you all. And that's one thing that I try to pride myself on, is never lying to you all. Never lying to you all about, how I feel about shit. That's why a lot of people don't really necessarily resonate with what I'm saying, because I'm not finna butter y'all biscuits. I'm not finna kiss y'all asses just for you all to like me. And I'm not finna say that I like something you all like just for you all to like me. It is okay to have an individual opinion. That is the whole purpose for this culture, to have a individual thought process, to have an individual opinion, and bring all of that individuality together to make one dope ass fucking community. And that's what I want. That's what I have always pushed for. All of these years that I've done YouTube, which this year will be my 4th year. All of these years I've done YouTube is to push towards one big ass dope ass fucking community with different ass fucking opinions, where we don't necessarily shit on people. And that's okay. I mean, we crack jokes and shit like that, but to seriously fucking shit on somebody, come on, what kind of human being do you really have to be in order to do that, especially over damn shoes? So, but yeah, a lot of these content creators are fucking lying to your faces. And we've spoken about it. I've spoken about it. And at what point are we going to sit here and, hold these people accountable? We're starting to hold rappers and artists accountable for mumble rapping and they bullshit lyrics. We need to start holding all content creators accountable for the shit that they do. But yeah, a lot of them Jumpmans on the back ain't real. And we're seeing a lot of reels and stuff like that where people are popping up with fake shoes and stuff like that. Like it's getting real. It's getting real, and it's getting real ugly. But again, Jumpman or Nike Air on the back, which one do you prefer? Are you an elitist or are you for the community? Y'all let me know in the chat. I'm done with all these YN ass posts talking about washed out Travis lookalike colorways on the 4s. Facts. And you know what? I wonder if that's why people like this Cave Stone, is because it is a Travis Scott kind of colorway. As a matter of fact, these Cave Stones look exactly like that friends and family pair of Cactus Jack Jordan 4s. And I wonder if people are actually reaching all the way back to the friends and family pair that the vast majority of people have forgotten about, just to bring some hype to this. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching, maybe I'm, pulling something that doesn't exist, but I just wonder, because with the, what were those other Jordan 4s? Because I have them. Topes. With the topes, I mean, like, these remind me of the topes without the cracked leather look too. So, and people shat on the topes until like after they released, and people found out that they weren't as massively produced as they thought they would be. And then all of a sudden, the topes became the dopest damn Jordan 4 for that time, next to the military blacks. Little Titan said, I prefer bricks. Nothing against the Undefeated 4s. Okay. So far we got one for the bricks. But I've seen widespread over the internet, in the small sample size that I've been looking at, that people prefer the Undefeated 4s over the bricks. Then I like the colorway of the brick by bricks. For me, don't see myself wearing either one of them though. So Nitro, we're gonna count that as a nod for the brick by bricks. So that's 2 for the brick by bricks in the chat. The bricks don't hold up to the undefeated fours. Them things was and still are legendary. So that's 1-2. New York Dad said tomorrow night I'll be unboxing and reviewing an early pair of the Travis Fragment Jordan 1 Low. Have a great stream, brother. From one content creator to another, I'm subbed. Man, I appreciate you for subbing to the channel. Like New York Dad said, if you all want to check out his content, he is doing a unboxing of the Air Jordan 1 Fragment Lows that are set to drop, I think, like sometime in like October, November. What is this? I don't think it's that far away, but I think it's pretty soon. So yeah, he's gonna be there for y'all. Miguel Rico said, I prefer the AGAs. Okay, all right. Zoe with an X said, bricks all day. 3M takes it over the top. All right, so that's 3-1. The toe box creasing is horrible. On which one? The brick by bricks makes it look like they bought their leather and paint. Oh, the fives, the Jordan 5s. Okay. So yeah. He said the creasing on the toe box of the Jordan 5 is terrible, and it makes it look like they bought their leather and paint at the dollar store. And then he said facts to what I was saying about the shiny finish on the 5s and things like that. The Haley William SBs is straight trash. The colors look whack as fuck. Well, we'll find out as soon as I can find whatever shipping box that they're in. We'll find out. And, I give my thoughts and opinions and how I feel about that. As a matter of fact, just because you said they are trash and whack as fuck, I'm going to drop a review on those things. I'm going to pick up this Canon camera, put a battery in there, turn it on, and do an actual review on the Haley Williams just to see if they really, dang, I got the hiccups, just to see if they really are straight trash, man. We'll find out. For me, the Haley SB is cool. I like her skate decks and skate videos part more. So we got 1-1 for the Haleys. We got 3 or 4-1 for the brick by bricks, in favor of the brick by bricks against the undefeated fours. From Bricks and Kicks said, what people don't realize is that all the Grail kicks we've been seeking dropped lately are probably going to be the only time they retro in like 10 to 15 years. That's another thing to think about. That's another thing. This for me have never believed in stock numbers in general. Yeah, I used to believe. I'm not going to sit here and act like I never believed in stock numbers. I did used to believe in stock numbers, but at this point, given my own experience and just kind of given when you go to those stock number videos, the lack of response that they give you when you bring your own personal experiences compared to what they have told you, they're based upon their lack of experience. It really reinforced to me that a lot of people who try to give stock numbers really are full of shit. So I don't even know if you should really hold stock in stock numbers anymore. I'm not going to necessarily tell you all to avoid stock numbers because, again, you do what you want to do. But from my perspective and from my inner perspective, people who drop stock numbers are full of shit unless, like, you can prove to me that you are absolutely 100% plugged in with Nike and somebody at the board. And I don't know how you're going to do that without, like, losing your plug. So, it is what it is. Giganator said Nike told one Brendan Dunn in Complex Media that they don't reveal stock numbers. No way the shoe tubers really have a clue. So there you go. Giganator by way of Brendan Dunn and Complex, and I believe Brendan Dunn way more than I believe random YouTubers that are just basically on the same level as me about stock numbers. So I'm trying to figure out if these YouTubers are passing around fake stock numbers And the only reason I can imagine that they're passing around stock numbers is because they're part of the bullshit machine to drive up the hype, to force resale prices to go up. Because, like I mentioned before, like you can like StockX and GOAT are manipulating these resale prices, and you can catch them yourselves manipulating these resale prices. I personally caught them manipulating these resale prices, just so they can make more profit and stay in business, because they're not for the resellers. Like they're absolutely not for the resellers. They're absolutely not for the consumers, which is the community. They're just for themselves. They have become a conglomerate, selfish business at the end of the day, and you can really tell that. And what really reinforces that by their customer service values, their bullshit customer service values. By the way, fuck you, GOAT, and fuck you, StockX. You can really tell that they're not for anybody involved in the sneaker community, and that they are ready, willing, and at any moment in time, okay with manipulating the market. But if these fake, I mean, well, not fake, I'm not going to say fake, but if these YouTubers are giving out fake stock numbers, who are they giving? Who are they getting these fake stock numbers from? And why are these people giving them these fake stock numbers? Why are they willing to do that? Because I've been privy and I've been a part of a situation where supposed trusted inside individuals were giving us stock numbers. And I don't remember ever legitimately, putting my stamp on stock numbers. I believe I have tried to give stock numbers for the sake of content and to let you all know what the hell is going on. But I know people who have seriously doubled down on the stock numbers that they've been given, because the person that gave it to them were supposed to be a legitimate inside source. Like, those people don't actually have social accounts like that. Now, I believe that people like that have like Discords and stuff like that, but they don't really have active social accounts where they can benefit from, feeding people stock numbers. So what do they have to gain by feeding bigger content creators these fake stock numbers? It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense to me. Bricks to Kick said raffles need to hurry up and self-delete. I mean, I agree with that. Like the whole system is fucking bullshit. EQL can suck a golf ball through a garden hose. Cave stones for cave dwellers in 2025. The New York Dad said, I have cave stones in hand. IO get all early pairs, and in my opinion, the K stones lack the quality that the Undefeated fours have, aka they were cheaply made. There you go. He said the K stones is ass. Chocolate loaf fours cause them things is straight shit. Like Elliot Page and Seth Fowler both use huge hype beast shield weenie bears. Hey, if you say it, it is what it is. K stones don't look like Travis' friends and families. LOL. They don't exactly. Let me see. Let me pull up. I know, because I know a lot of people have compared them to the brown pair. Travis for friends and family. They have compared them to the brown pair. So okay, let me. Yeah, no, is that the Travis's, or is that the Cave Stones? See, it's hard to even tell unless, let me see the website. I have to look at the back tab in order to know. Because I ain't finna just show y'all some shit that. Okay, so right here. Those are the cave stones. And you don't have to see a really huge picture to get an idea of what the cave stones look like. Brown, black peak, black toe cap, well, not toe cap, but toe point, black netting, brown. Okay. So let me pull up a image of the Travis Scott friends and family, the brown pair. So here are the brown pair of the Travis Scott friends and family. And the way, of course, the way that you know is this Cactus Jack on the back. So this is what they look like. Now, if you ask me, I'm not going to lie. These are very similar. The only difference, in my opinion, is like the midsole, where this is black on the cave stones. If I remember correctly, short-term memory loss, it's white. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Can I bring the image down? Okay, it's white in this area. The cave stones is black right here. This is behind the netting is black. Behind the netting is black, as far as I saw from the faraway image. And this on the cave stones is black, where this is like white. Because the cave stones do have that sail area around the air unit. And it doesn't have like this that bullshit Travis Scott caveman colorway. I think the wings waffles are black on the cave stone, and then of course the back tab is black. Where on the cave stones the back tab is brown. So you can kind of get the idea where people might say that the cave stones are similar to the Travis Scott friends and family brown pair. You can really kind of see where they're coming from, but I don't know if the Travis Scotts are driving the old Travis Scotts are driving the mass hysteria idea where somebody said that the cave stones are better than the undefeated fours, or what it may be. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just saying some shit for shock value. Maybe they're just trying to get the people going or whatever. And okay, I said it was white, but it's the brown color right there. But maybe they're just trying to get the people going. I don't know, man. People say some. I'm not gonna say they're saying some dumb shit, but you know, people say some weird things for weird reasons. I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. Opinions may vary. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, it's cool. It's cool with me. I mean, if you like the Cave Stones better than you like the Travis Scott the Undefeated Fours, then that just means you like them better than you like the Undefeated Fours, whatever your reasons may be. The friends and family Jack Shack Fours. Nike needs to cut the cap on these circle jerk ass sneakers. Hey, let's be let's be friendly. Let's be kind. Let's be kind, family. Let's be kind. What stock numbers for the cement fours were super off. I think it's fake for resale and fear of missing out or fear mongering. I definitely agree. I definitely think that like stock numbers are bullshit. I think that stock numbers are. I mean, the stock numbers were capped for the white cement threes. The stock numbers were capped for the reimagined bread fours. The stock numbers were capped for the Union LA Shadow to Chicago's. The stock number, you know what? I even believe that the stock numbers were capped for the 85 bread Jordan 1s. I honestly believe that the stock numbers were super fucking capped for this shoe. Now, do I believe that like they were a huge stock number release? No. but I do believe that it was more than 10,000 pairs of that 85 bred Jordan 1. So yeah, I don't. We got to stop listening to the stock number shit, man. We got to stop. New York Dad said, Jay the sneaker guy, LOL, his opinion is his opinion. Cool dude. He's not the utmost authority in sneakers. I know nothing of that. I think it's a tie between the Undefeated and the Brick by Bricks, said your average sneaker guy. So he likes both the Brick by Bricks and the Undefeated 4. So it's in favor 2-4 of the Brick by Bricks, man. Your average said, what up, my guy? What up, average, man? How you been, fam? How you been, fam? It's been a minute, man. Everything all good? Most people claiming stock numbers are I'm just gonna say incels paid by a resale platform or resale store to drive up FOMO. I was about to say, well, shit, pay me, but hell no. Nah. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to lie to my family and my community about stock numbers just to get shit going or to get, you know, shit pumping about just to make sales. And I'm saying this now. Anybody can test me after this live. I don't care if it's today, tomorrow, 48 hours later, a week later, 3 months later. Anybody can test me, hit me up in my inbox, and and ask me to lie to people about stock numbers just to drive up hype for a shoe, and it's not going down. It's not going down around this town. It ain't going down around here. I'm just saying that. New York Dad said, I've been a sneakerhead for 40 years. I'll say it again. 40 years. I've seen it all, and I still think everyone has their own opinion on shoes. Your average sneaker guy said, facts. I always wondered, like, how these people get in these stock number info, like, how the heck they know. And I mean, you know, for entertainment purposes, stock numbers were all well and good. And we bought into that bullshit for a long time. Like, stock numbers started becoming a really big thing back in, like, I would say end of 2018, 2019. And definitely it hit a monumental boom in 2020 during COVID time, when people weren't able to get out to the stores and everybody was buying everything online. That's when, like, stock number, like the stock, no pun intended, that people took in stock numbers actually hit a high point. Because you can go back on YouTube and see how crazy people were going over stock numbers, because people really wanted to know what their chances were online being able to get the shoe, given the fact that they couldn't get it in store. New York Dad said, man, good night, everyone. Have a great one, man. Salutes to you, New York Dad, man. Thank you for coming through, man. You have a great night as well, man. I appreciate you for being a sneaker enthusiast, because I don't think around here I don't think we're going to use sneakerhead anymore, because that term has been tainted for me. And it is just a nasty word. Now, if you still want to call yourself a sneakerhead, that is fine. That is fine if you still want to identify yourself as a sneakerhead, because it is the easiest, most default term to go to. But for me, I'm going to call myself a sneaker enthusiast or a sneaker collector, because I put sneakerheads in a whole nother category. In my opinion, sneakerheads ruined what a lot of people such as myself have tried to create in this community, and have ruined what I've tried to do. Now, I get it. Younger people come in all the time and try to put they mark and they stamp on things and stuff like that. They want to use their own terminology and things like that. So, I mean, for the young folks, like, if y'all want to come in and call yourself sneakerheads, man, that's cool. But I mean, it's kind of that Pusha T for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest if you want to put your stamp on something on this community, you want to put your new stamp on things, man, you try to come up with another term of endearment, because 2020 to 2023 kind of killed that term sneakerhead. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. Let's see what we got. From Bricks and Crick said, man, I agree. That's why I won't mess with them. He said they definitely look like those cave stones. Anybody can see the similarities. New York that said it's translucent on the cave stones. I have them in hand. They are whack. LOL. Well, I get what you're saying, but we're not saying that like it's 100% like the cave stones, but that it's similar enough to where people, even people that are in the community and doing their thing, would confuse the cave stones with the Travis Scott friends and family. If you walked up to them and you said, hey man, check these out, I got these friends and family Travis Scott's on. If they didn't know that the subtle differences, they would probably be like, oh, okay, that's cool, man. You got some like sought after pairs. Or if I had them in a sneaker box up on the wall with a bunch of other in a bunch of other drop fronts, I could really see how somebody would be like, hey, pull those Travis Scott friends and family out and let me see those. I'd be looking around like, what Travis Scott friends and family? I don't have any of those. Oh, you mean these topes or these cave stones? Yeah. So that's just what people are saying. I can see why he said they look alike. It's the colorway, really, but in hand could look like they don't favor it. I see both of y'all sides. Facts. Thank you, my G. Thought I was losing my shit for a minute. New York, that's that the cave stones are bricks. He said, UWS Kane said it puts you in the mind of the Travis Scotts for sure. I'm not copping personally, but to each their own. Shits is ugly for real. Just like the Undefeated 4s, the Craft 4s are literally the same shoe minus the orange laces. Yes. And we've talked about that, or I've talked about that like last year when the Undefeated 4s were rumored to possibly drop last year, but were, pushed to this year. We talked about the Craft 4s, and when the Craft 4s came out, they were calling the Craft 4s the poor man's Undefeateds, even before rumor of the Undefeateds being released. And a lot of times, I'm the type of person, I can be the type of person that just wants to be a contrarian. And yes, the Craft 4s have all of these different patch panels and patchwork on them. And yes, that's the obvious about them. But if you just look at it for what it is, you could definitely see why people maybe far away would say, oh, you got a pair of Undefeateds. You could definitely see where they draw the similarities. Now, we know, of course, that they're not exactly like the Undefeated 4s. But you could see why people might say that. But in this case, in my opinion, the Travises are way more closer to the K-Stones than the Craft 4s are to the Undefeated 4s, and I give credence to the Craft 4s looking similar to the Undefeated 4s. You ever think the only thing that turned me off on those Craft 4s was that ugly ass patch on the outer heel curve? Hey, let's not relive the Craft 4s. Sneaker hoarder works best for me, not gonna lie. Hey, it is a hoarding obsession too. And I would actually say that it does borderline, well, no, I don't borderline hoarding for me. It is basically hoarding because of the fact that I have so many pairs of shoes that I have yet to unds, that I have yet to put on my feet. Bro, Jay, you should start your own mag called Sneaker Hoarder Digest. Hey, if I do start that, I'm gonna have to give you credit, shout out some way, some form, right? Because you said it. Sneaker Hoarder Digest. What y'all think? Like, if I started a Discord called Sneaker Hoarder Digest and it turned into a magazine, would you all join that Discord? Would y'all really fuck with that? Because it's kind of dope though. Sneaker Hoarder Digest. SHD. That's dope. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Nitro said, for me, don't call myself a sneakerhead, just an average person with too many hobbies and too many pairs of shoes. Hey, that's facts. Nitro, you right about that 100%. That pic I sent you on IG are the best Travis kicks today. Oh, I was going to say I don't have my phone, but let me go ahead and check my phone. Let me see. Why don't I see it? I know you're here. I almost heard. I don't see it. I see a lot of people trying to get me to do a partnership and promote reps. I see a lot of people trying to solicit jury to me. I don't see it. Damn. Okay. I don't see it yet. Maybe it'll show up. It would be fire for real. I just sent it a minute ago. Okay. But yeah. Undefeated fours, big topic of conversation. I don't know where these different opinions came from, but crazy or not, they're here. Nothing on the internet is ever deleted. This opinion will be here forever and a day, and the opinion that the bricks the kicks. Okay, yeah, it just came through. Okay, yeah, it wasn't here before, but it just decided it wanted to come through. Okay, whoo, okay, I see you. The olive low. Hold on. Let me. The olive lows, and I remember this picture. I think I liked this picture. I think I liked it either via your story or I liked it on your actual profile picture. But the olive Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows with the red laces, and them red laces, they pop. The thing, like, and the good thing, like the crazy thing about Travis Scott's, because of the colorway, you could really put a bunch of different colored laces in it, and nothing too crazy, no bullshit now. But you could put a bunch of different colored laces in there, and them shoes would go crazy. I think, as a matter of fact, I think I have those, but I don't know where they are. Go figure. I don't know where they are, but I think I do have those. But yes, touching back on the fives, I want to talk about these really quickly because let me see. These were a five that kind of came and died. Let me see. Is this the colorway I'm looking for? No, that's not the colorway I'm looking for. Let me see. Error 404 error on the website. They're no longer on the website. I guess they wouldn't be if they didn't sell for shit. Sneaker Bar Detroit. Okay, we'll use Sneaker Bar Detroit. Ugh, that shit. All right, let me drop this. Let me remove that and stop screen. And let me go and share this screen. All right, so these images are via Sneaker Bar Detroit, Herbalife. Man, close that crap. And they're about the, what is this colorway? I don't even know what the colorway is. I'm on your Air Jordan 5 Violet or Burgundy Crush, released July 2025. So they recently released, to the dismay of the sneaker community. This was kind of like a quiet release, and not a quiet release because there was no press or anything surrounding this shoe, but a quiet release because, in my opinion, people didn't really give a shit about this shoe. And my question to you all is, what happened with this Ma Maniére 5? What happened with Ma Maniére in general? Like, is Ma Maniére dead? Now, before I give y'all my opinion on the Ma Maniére 5 Burgundy Crush, yada yada yada, I'm gonna give you all my opinion on these Undefeated versus the Brick by Bricks. So I'm gonna say this: I love the presentation on the Brick by Bricks. Presentation is big for me. I love the box art. I love how they were individually wrapped with the blue bands around it, because that's how you get a large delivery of bricks. I learned that. I understood that. I get that. I fool with that. I love how the 3M behind the mesh netting gives a illusion of city lights coming from the big buildings at night, reinforcing the fact that the shoe is a brick by brick. I love the fact that the name and the whole theme was given on a Jordan 4, with the fact that the Jordan 4's back tab looks like little individual bricks on the back. I fuck with everything about the brick by brick. I love the brick by brick. But if I took away all of that amazing storytelling and all of that amazingness behind the brick, because the what really speaks volumes about the brick by brick, and let's be 100% honest, what really speaks volumes behind the brick by brick is Nigel Sylvester's amazing ability to tell a story. And one thing I hope and pray, that Nigel Sylvester's ability to tell a story does not fall off in the way that Union LA's ability to tell a story fell off. Their ability to tell a story and execute fell off. The way that Ma Maniere's ability to tell a story and execute a shoe fell off. So I just hope and pray that that doesn't fall off. But if I took away that amazing story and things like that, and I just compared a reddish orangish shoe to the green Undefeated 4s, I'd have to go with the Undefeated 4s. I would absolutely have to go with the Undefeated 4s, and that's just solely based off of my opinion first and foremost. But that's solely based off the fact that I know for a fact that I could do more with that green and black with little hits of orange Undefeated 4 than I could with that brick by brick. Now, that doesn't say that the brick by brick is bad, but it just means that universally I can pull off more with that Undefeated 4, and I can pull off some shit. I can definitely pull off some shit. I know how to dress. Hey, I know I don't put it on IG, but I can pull some fits together. Now, with that being said, again, I will say that that is just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Don't shit on me, just like I'm not finna shit on you. But like I said, I alluded to the fact that a lot of collaborators have fallen off with their stories and just don't have it anymore. And Ma Maniére, unfortunately and sad to say, the Whitaker group has fallen off with the story. And I won't even, necessarily disrespect the story, because I'm pretty sure it is a beautiful story and everything surrounding this shoe. As with all of the Ma Maniére releases, the story has been, I guess, heartfelt and good. But like, The release, this shoe is bullshit, man. Like, this shoe is bullshit. And it's not an ugly shoe at all. But it's too basic. It's too basic to be a collaborative effort. It's too basic to be a perennial staple in a collection. It's too basic at a retail price of like $220 to actually push forward and go after in today's climate. Like, this is too fucking basic of a shoe. Like, this is a shoe that like Jordan Brand could have given us at any point in time. This looks like, if anything, I would call this shoe a reverse burgundy Jordan 5. Like, if I had to just throw it out there, if I had to just like throw a name out there and a 5, I would say this would have been Jordan Brand's idea of a reverse burgundy Air Jordan 5. And that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. Ma Maniére has completely fallen off and has completely derailed itself from what made it popular. Like, we fell in love with the initial idea of pastel, monotone colors along with the great story. Okay. It didn't work well with the, well, no, it did. It did work well with the Air Jordan 1. It did well. It did incredible with the Air Jordan 3. It even did, I'd even go as far as to say it even did good with the Air Jordan 2, despite the fact that a lot of people hate the 2. A lot more people bought a 2 under the storytelling, the dice, and the colorway of Ma Maniére than they would any other Air Jordan 2. Other than, I think, maybe like the black and red 2 and maybe the Chicago 2. But like, the Ma Maniére 2 was up there in terms of what people were willing to buy. And that's saying a lot, because as you all can hear, I'm struggling to kind of like give the 2 some credit. But then we got, what was it? The 4. And people were okay with the 4. Like, people were back and forth on the 4. People were in love with the initial mock-ups of the Air Jordan 4. And then they came and flipped the script and gave us like that burgundy color 4. And people, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. People forced themselves to like that burgundy Air Jordan 4. And you'll have people that will try and argue with you against that and say, well, no, the burgundy Air Jordan 4 is fire and things like that. Well, not to say that sales drives how good a shoe is, but the resale value now compared to what it was for that 4 tells the tale of how people feel about that. And then you can go up and down social media where people are regretting buying that burgundy 4. I even saw, not even weeks after people bought that shoe, them trying to trade it to get like military blacks and trading that burgundy 4 to try to get like other releases. They were ready and willing and happily to let that burgundy Air Jordan 4 go. They were even trading those burgundy Air Jordan 4s for like Travis Scott's that a lot of people were saying that were like ugly and trash and all of that. They were willing to trade those burgundy 4s for that. Then we got hit with the 5s, the 2 5s, the all black 5, and then that white and blue 5. I think it is. I think that's what the colorway was. Or I don't, or maybe we didn't get that. They were rumored to be releasing at the same time, a double release, and then I think maybe they released one after the other, or did they release both of them as a double release? I can't remember because they did so much bullshit with the 5s. But the 5s kind of brought Ma Maniére back, the black pair anyway. the black pair were more limited than the white pair. So yeah, they did release them at the same time, but the black pair were more limited than the white pair. But the hood and the world love black, because you can do more with the black fives than you could with the white fives. As a matter of fact, I think I got both pairs of those as well. Just to be objective, I got both pairs of they right here, right there. Y'all can't see them, but I got them right there. I got this sitting on top of them. But yeah, people thought the black pair of fives were insane. I myself, you can catch me on lives on record saying that the black pair, in my opinion, were better than the white pair, and people called me crazy. The sneaker community slandered me for saying that the black pair were better than the white pair. But again, it's all opinions here. My opinion is no better than anybody else's opinion in the grand scheme of things. But yes, the black pair were better than the white pair. And then they dropped what we come to know as the Sammy Sosa 4s, the bleached version of the burgundy 4s. And people were like, what the fuck is this? Like this some shit. And then they dropped the black 3s around the same time that they dropped the black cement 3s. And people were like, well, if the black cement 3s are dropping, then there's no need for me to get these black pair of 3s. Even though the materials on them are better than the black cement 3s, I prefer OG over the good quality, which really blows my fucking mind because we always scream quality, quality, quality. So why would you pick bullshit quality over really good quality? I don't know, but that's gonna lead me into the back half of the live, and the half of the live that I really hope a lot of you all stay for. But yeah, the black pair of 3s didn't do so well. And then they were talking about, I think, a white pair of 3s. Did they drop the white pair of 3s? If they did, the white pair of 3s didn't do well either. Then they started talking about dropping another pair of white and blue 5s. And at that point, I mean, well, before that point, people were just like, okay, it's the same colorway over and over again, just a lighter hue of pastel. And people were like, man, okay, fuck this shit. I don't care about the story. I don't care about how good the quality is. This is just mundane, common bullshit. And that's what this is. And that's why these didn't do very well, because it's just mundane, common bullshit. And Ma Maniére, in my opinion, has fallen the fuck off. Bricks the Kick said that, okay, I already cut it. It would be fire. It would be fire for real. Oh, okay. That was the Discord talking about sneaker hoarder. What you call it? He said they easy as fuck to wash too, especially with the Rejuvenator OxyClean wash. He said, "What the fuck are these Ma Maniére colorways lately, big bro?" Yeah. The colorways are trash. And he said, Ma Maniére is dead AF. Pierre Diamond said, Ama just needs to do different colorways. That's all. Yeah, they definitely need to. I don't know how much control James Whitner has over it again after the money laundering allegations, where they found his partner culpable of money laundering and all of the other allegations. I don't know how much control James Whitner has over the Whitaker Group or any of that anymore, but they need Ma Maniére, and when I say we, content creators spoke about this before. Ma Maniére just needs to go back to the basics, because they are doing on a smaller scale what hurt Jordan Brand and Nike releases, where they were just releasing way too many pairs in way too many colorways that we didn't ask for. So Ma Maniére, because they are a way smaller sample size than the actual Nike Jordan Brand company as a whole, they need to just go back to the basics. They need to get back to what they were doing, which was releasing pairs in order. So they had the 1, the 3, the 2, the 4, the 5, and I think they're doing the 17, or they might have pushed back to 17. I don't know if they continue the 17. If they're going to drop the 17, I think they're supposed to drop the 17 in November or something like that. But they just need to go back in order. And they need to stop dropping the same silhouette, because this will be like their 4th 5. They've done like 3 or 4 4s. They've done like 2 or 3 3s. And when they started to do multiples, it just, they've done the 12s too. I forgot about the 12s. I don't know how I forgot about the 12s, but the 12s weren't well received, even though the 12s had really good quality. I think that on-foot picture that James Whitner had where he had him choked the hell out is what put people off on the 12s, whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed the 12s, but I think he just needs to go back and stop trying to play on the cult love for the 3s and the 4s and the 5s, because it ain't working. He needs to go back, start releasing singularly in order, and just give us some variances in colorways or the way that the colors are, put on the palette of the shoe. They need to do something different. They need to do some shit different, because these ain't working. These ain't working, and we ain't happy at all. Pierre Diamond said, Ama is the worst collab, especially because they don't have a celebrity to glaze over like the Travis's, Nigel's, and Off-Whites. And I 100% respect that opinion, and it's crazy. Don't get me wrong when I say this. It is crazy to hear, because Pierre is part of the public opinion. It is crazy to hear the public say this, because at one point in time, we said that Ma Maniére was the best collaborator thus far, given the sample size of releases they had. When we compared, at one point in time, when we compared Ma Maniére to Travis Scott, when we compared them to Fragment, when we compared them to Union LA, and some of the other collaborators, we at one point in time said Ma Maniére was the best at it, and they were knocking it out of the park. And I'm starting to wonder if it's going to be a common or trending theme with collaborators, if we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 good releases to reel us in, and then the Nike Jordan formula start to kick in, and we start seeing a bunch of bullshit overproduced, unrequested colorways and releases like this. The all blacks were clean. Everyone knows black upper Jordans do better than white upper Jordans. Well, you say everybody knows, but like I said, I had people arguing the opinion that like white does better than the dark colors. So I don't know. I don't know. The black Ma Maniére 3 quality was way better than the black cement 3s. You're absolutely right, and I absolutely agree with you on that sentiment. But people just weren't feeling the black pair of Ma Maniére 3s compared to the black cement 3s. But people are constantly screaming, I would prefer quality and good quality control over a OG, but they don't follow through with what they say. Jay Veal, man, salutes to you, family. He said, what's goody, family? I hope that all is great, and God bless you. Salutes, man. I appreciate that. God bless you, and God bless the family. God bless everybody that has come through. We were 22,000 strong in the building, and if you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're new around here, yes, I know we didn't have 22,000 people in the viewership or in the chat, but I like to exaggerate. I like to give a high level of importance to you all's voice. So where it might be 10 or 13 or 20 people here in the chat, you all feel like, and to me, you all's voice is big enough to represent the thousands. Each one of you represent 1,000 people, in my opinion. So yeah, that's where you might hear me say like 14, like we got 14,000 people in the building right now. That's where you might hear me say that. So once we get to a point where we actually hit the thousands, man, we're gonna be start talking about we got millions in the building. From Breaks the Kick said, bro, we need an orange and purple Travis inspired 5. Them shits would hit. I mean, hey, those Canyon purple. I can't say you're wrong, because those Canyon purple Jordan 4s, they act like people went crazy for those. And they had the little purple, green purple people eater specs on those, and like I actually bought into those Canyon purple Jordan 4s. And when I kind of calmed down off of those and like looked at them, I was like, okay, so the purple is dope. A lot of the other different colors and where they put them are dope, but like this speckled part is shitty. And I just don't really like that. Like that part really turned me off. But like, if I could get those purple canyons and then wipe away that speckled part and then just repaint it like black or maybe one solid color, then I'd be better, you know, better with the purple canyons. But yeah, they and those all great Jordan 5s that I personally have a pair, they hit as well. So I can't say you wrong on that. You might be hitting on something, man. Jordan Brand, if y'all watching, man, and y'all steal this man's idea, man, break him off some of that bread, man. Hit him up in the inbox. We don't even have to know about it. Hit him up in the inbox and be like, man, I was watching HG live, and we were watching the Soul Source, and you know, I peeped your thought process, and you know, we're gonna roll with that. So here's a little monions. Gigginator said, we laughing my ass off. JVL said, I beg the difference. I think these Ma Maniéres are fuego, and the story behind it is Black collective. So I know Jay, I know you weren't here when we first started talking about these, but I did say that these were not a bad shoe. But for what Ma Maniére brought us, and for what we know Ma Maniére is capable of, these Ma Maniére Air Jordan 5s are terrible. These are not good. Now, yes, these are good. These are good, but these, like what I said earlier, these would be what regular Jordan Brand would drop and then call these reverse burgundy 5s. Now on like if for $200 and something, these 5s, no. And I did say the story, I'm pretty sure it's beautiful. I did, because I did not look at the story, because I've kind of gotten like, you know, used to Ma Maniére's story, and it's kind of like I feel like at this point the story is better and means more than the shoe, and I'm finding myself liking the story more than I like the shoe and not liking them equally. So it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I get it. You're gonna keep giving me the same old story. It's because from the stories that I've seen, there's not really any kind of variance. And then when you hear from James Whitner, it's all about mama, mama, mama. And I love my mama, and I get it. Love for mom is eternal. And yes. But in the world of like selling things and giving things to the people, you got to switch it up just a little bit. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, this is not a bad shoe. I know the quality is gonna be good, but like $220 for me to just go behind this and chase this like I would have like the first 3 or 4 releases, it's not gonna happen. And then like we all know this is gonna go on sale. Now, if this drops to like $180 and I got some extra money in my pocket, I'll grab this shoe. I definitely would. Or a DBZ Jordan collab lineup. But to each their own. Facts. What's popping average? From Briggs and Kick said, like some Vegeta suit 4s, some Piccolo suit 6s. I think I've seen like some Piccolo 4s that were crazy, or some Shinron concept 4s that was crazy. Majin Buu skin 5s and some Goku 1 OG lows. Hey, those are my ideas, man. Don't give away all your ideas. Pierre Diamond says, have you seen the Mocha Brown Ma Maniére 4s dropping later this year? They look nice. I'm taking those over them cage stones. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't seen those 4s, but there becomes a point when, like, the fatigue sets in. The cage stones. We got the Brown Travises. We got these Ma Maniéres with brown on it. You got the what you call it? Like it's fatigue. Now again, I'd have to see these Ma Maniére 4s before I give an opinion, but like I don't know. And maybe this all, has something to do with later on's conversation. I know I keep alluding to that, and we'll get there in just a second. But it just, I just shudder when I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's actual sneaker fatigue, like what you call it, like Lil Titan said earlier. Ama are a solid institution. Their collabs are just a tad repetitive. Yes, repetitive. That's what I mean by common. That again, they're not bad. It's just repetitive and mass produced. Now, there's nothing wrong with being mass produced because it gives more people an opportunity to get a pair if they actually like it. But yeah. But their track record isn't bad at all. But they were never the best to me. Okay. And yeah, I'll give you that. Their track record isn't that bad. It's not that bad, but they're steadily on the path to ruining their track record. They're steady on the path. Like they're almost teetering that line. At the Giganator, tell me you wouldn't wear them if the orange and purple was muted and matte finished with Cactus Jack on the tongue. He said, I wouldn't. I don't ever know what you're talking about. The Ma Maniére quality is fire, but the colorway is trash. I can see that. I can see how you feel. I can see how you, because like there's only so much excitement to muted pastel colors. They're called muted colors for a reason. Ma Maniéres are really color swapped OGs. It's hard to straight up dislike them. They're fine. Exactly. Which would coincide with the fact that I said Jordan Brand would, if Jordan Brand did this, they would call them the reverse or the alternate burgundy 5s. From Bricks to Kick said, hot take. Mr. Whitaker is selling Black history as a commodity, which to me seems wrong. He's making Black folks' struggle seem cheap and buyable. I don't know. I don't know. I can't necessarily jump on that bandwagon just yet. That would be something that I would have to just like sit back and really think about and take into consideration, because that is a deep thought process, and that's a deep topic. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, and then I'm gonna later on sit back and just think about that. That's something to think about. Is James Whitner pimping the Black ideal? That's something to think about. But yeah, we've been here for a good little minute. It's going to transition into the last thought that I have for the show, the last idea, the last feeling, and I'll leave these 5s up here on the screen. Or maybe I'll switch up to something else. Let me see. We'll remove those. I'll stop the screen. And I'll switch up to, oh no, I don't want to share no image file. Let's see. Share screen. Let me see what we got. I'll leave the Undefeated Air Jordan 4 raffle up on the screen like that, just to kind of remind people while I'm doing my thing that the Undefeated 4s are currently on raffle until tomorrow. You got 16 hours to enter the raffle for the Undefeated 4s. But that brings me to my main purpose, and the main question is, how many of you out there are actually still sneakerheads? Or I don't like to call it sneakerheads, sneaker enthusiasts, or actually enjoy the sneaker for what it is, like the meaning behind the sneaker, the actual look of the sneaker. Like, how many of you all actually enjoy that in its purest form? I don't think there are actually very many people out there that actually enjoy these shoes like they used to anymore. And that goes double. I'm doubling down on that for content creators. I don't think a lot of content creators actually enjoy the shoes anymore. Now that you can't get like crazy views off of resale, or crazy views off of stock numbers, or crazy views off the shoes themselves, you start to see a lot of sneaker content creators shift. And I think that shift is happening because this drop off in feeling for shoes really is hitting hard and really weeding out the individuals that never really liked the shoes for the fact that they were shoes, and the meaning behind it and the love for it in the first place. We've alluded to that thought process the entire life, with how some of these shoes, where people say they enjoy quality, or and passing on quality for lesser quality things because they are original, or how you see people saying that they like OG over everything, but when it comes to OG shoes, people do a lot of complaining and people do a lot of customizing as far as not the shoe, but the colorway itself, where they say they prefer this color over the color that they were given, but the color they were given was the OG original color. I.e., the most recent release is the Aqua 8. The current 2025 reiteration is closer to the actual 2007 OG release of the Aqua 8. Is it the 2007 release or let me see. But either way, whether it's a 2007 or if there was a release before that, because I never owned the Aqua 8s, the 2025 release is more close to that color. And then you see people in mass numbers complaining about, oh, I don't like the gray color, I would prefer it be black. Well, black is not the OG colorway, my guy. Black is not the OG colorway. So is it really a love for the sneaker? Is it really OG over everything, or is it my preference over everything? And if it's your preference over everything, that is fine. But don't sit here and pump the narrative that it's OG over everything, like OG is better in your opinion than everything else. And then when you get OG over everything, you complain about it, or you say that it's a brick, or you leave it sitting. Now, of course, there are caveats to why people might leave it sitting, and I leave grace to that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the people that adamantly beat their chest, and then when they get what they have been beating their chest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they sit and turn around and be like, oh, this is shit. Like, Jordan Brand has really fallen off. When is Jordan Brand ever known to be like top tier quality? I've been asking that question for a long time and still haven't gotten the answer. JBL said, it makes it right when you on 10 toes up. Hey, facts. And have a better deal with Adidas and still with Nike as business politics. He's been doing that. You got to keep up, my guy. LOL. I mean, I'm pretty sure. But at the end of the day, I don't want to accuse anything of that drastic, and I haven't really delved deep into it. Now, like, everybody can, have their opinions or whatever, but I like to reserve some of my like most harsh takes and harsh opinions for when I've done like some research. And yeah, I mean, to your point, it is, got to keep up. So yeah, but yeah, I cannot, glaze over that without saying that. Let me see. He said, and he's working Nike and Adidas. Huh? I don't, man. I don't missed a lot. Givenator said, I agree, Pierre. Those Ma Maniére 4 concepts look better than the Cave Stones. Looking forward to seeing them in person. Okay, so Givenator has seen the concept design for the Ma Maniére 4. So if they're as good as the Givenator says, then hopefully hopefully they will end up being good in practicality, because we all know when it comes to Jordan Brand, Nike, and Ma Maniére, they will show us a good image and give us some bullshit practicality. Nike, well, they still work with Tom Sachs, so I guess they don't really care about PR control. Now, I heard some stuff about Tom Sachs like through the social media grapevine. I hadn't really checked into that either. Like, maybe I'll dive deep into that and then just do a live about like individuals taking advantage of the culture and whether or not Nike cares about not necessarily the sneaker culture, but people individually, or they care more about the bottom line. But I mean, I get, like, put it that way, we all know the answer to that. He beat that case. It was the Chinese guy or connection, my guy. Okay, so Tom Sachs was not involved with. That might be James Whitner that JV was talking about. So yeah. I know James Whitner. They did not. If you're talking about that money, the money laundering that I mentioned earlier, James Whitner, they did not convict him of it, but he did know of things going on. And like I said earlier, it was more so his business partner than him. But just because he didn't get convicted does not mean he was not like he shouldn't be held accountable for anything that went on with that. Because we see a lot of people beat a lot of different charges because they aren't the correct charges being brought up, or they get paid off, i.e., what's going on with Diddy right now. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean I hate James Whitner. I don't hate James Whitner. I'm just saying that for context purposes. And he's working with Adidas and Nike. Okay, but does that make it right? Like I said, selling Black history and embezzling money instead of investing in Black communities, like he said he was doing. Now, I believe he is he's invested in Black communities. I don't know to what extent though, so I can't really say on that. I'm just gonna leave that in the chat as well. I'm just gonna leave that topic in the chat as well until I actually do more research, and because in order for me to say whether he is or isn't investing in the community, I'd have to go look at a paper trail. And to be honest, I ain't trying to look at no paper. I'm not trying to do the research. I'm not like a private investigator or nothing like that. It makes it right when you on 10 toes up and have a better deal with Adidas and still with Nike as a business politics. He's been doing that. You got to keep up. Oh, okay. So you might be talking to Bricks to Kicks when you said he'd been doing that. Okay. Whitaker is in this for the bag, not to genuinely uplift and invest in making Black communities more prosperous. he still knew about it and let it happen. Sounds like someone who is really investing in his community to me. So yeah, but like how many people out there do you still believe are actually in it for the shoes, are actually in it for the culture and the stories, the unique stories and the ideology behind the shoes versus people that were in it for the resale, the quick cash grab from YouTube, things like that. Like I said, I really don't believe a vast majority of people are in this for the shoes anymore. I don't believe that people are in it for the shoes anymore. And with that realization, it has for me with that realization and coming to that point, because there have been a series of things that led up to me feeling this way and thinking this way. And I have throughout my YouTube career, I have cataloged those things and have said them to you on live. And if you want to go back to any live, you can hear me mention or allude to various reasons that would lead me to feel the way that I feel now and believe what I believe now. But because of those things, it has really kind of made the sneaker community hard to get behind. Like whether it be certain people's thought process on the other type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or whether it be people pushing a false ideology just to, make more money. That be another thing. That be another thing. Or whether it be how people in the sneaker community treat each other because of the money. Is another thing. It's kind of made it really hard for me to get behind sneakers. Now, me getting on here and doing these lives, even after everything that I've been through, how hard it is for me to get shoes, because I've never been seated a pair of shoes a day in my life. I don't know what it feels like for anybody to reach out to me behind the scenes and try to get me to do a review or value my opinion enough to do a review on their products or their services or anything like that. The only thing that I've had people try to do is get me to review their rep shoes. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to solely review any kind of rep shoe. I might do a comparison to show you how the quality of a rep shoe stacks up to the quality of the current climate of shoes. But I don't even think I really want to do that. Like, I don't even really care to talk about reps other than to inform people that, like, reps are not the best way to go. They are no longer the best way to go because, rep pairs are becoming the price of retail pairs and even more than the retail pairs. And like the entire narrative that people who push rep sneakers tries to push to you all is a bullshit narrative, because when you all pay for rep pairs of shoes, you all are paying resale. So all that shit about it's just as good. No, it's not. It's made in the same factory. No, it's not. It's better than paying resale. You're paying resale for reps. All of that kind of shit they're pushing to you is bullshit, because not only are those individuals that are trying to push that narrative hard, not only are they getting paid by those rep manufacturers to tell you all that kind of bullshit, but they are getting seeded those shoes for free or heavily discounted, where they are telling you about it, and you all are paying full-blown resale. If rep influencers had you all's best intentions in mind, they would take those seeded pairs and just start donating them and giving them away, doing a lot of giveaways. How many rep reviewers do you hear actually doing legitimate giveaways. And because I know personally a lot of people who are in the rep community, and I know behind the scenes personally, the amount of pairs they get seeded on a regular. Rep manufacturers are seeding rep reviewers 4 and 5 pairs a day. So they are, in any given week, rep reviewers are damn near getting at least 15 to 20 pairs of shoes. But how many giveaways do you actually see them do? Hmm? 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 How many giveaways do you actually see them do? And then, of course, you might hear them do a giveaway every now and then because a lot of them do watch my content. A lot of them be creeping and be trying to create controversy and try to create problems and say things that I never said. But after they watch my content, then they'll start talking about, okay, we're going to do a giveaway. Oh, well, okay, yeah, okay. So you're gonna try to prove me wrong at that point. But through the stretch of your content creation, how many giveaways do they actually do? But that's neither here nor there. How many people actually love the shoes? And again, like I said, after all that I've been through, after me continuing to do this, after being gone because my computer is down, I do this because I genuinely love sneakers. I love sneakers. I like to talk about sneakers. I think the stories are interesting. I think the stories are intricate. Some stories are bullshit. That's to be expected. What is a story if some of it isn't over exaggerated? But for the most part, there are a lot of good things about sneakers, more so than there are bad things. But the bad things seem to have pushed beyond the good things and became prevalent and kind of like drug down the sneaker community. But yeah, you know, that's just my thing. That's just my take and my opinion. You all let me know in the comments, what do you all think about that? How many people do you actually think, like sneakers for sneakers? How many of you all, how many of the content creators and people do you think were actually in it for the money? And now that the money has fallen off, they've done just like the money and the resale value and fell as well. Y'all let me know that in the comments. I'm really interested to know. If you all don't tell me anything else about your opinions on anything else in tonight's live, you all let me know your opinions about this, because this is going to be what rings throughout the community the most. Even if people don't see it, and just for people to see it, I need y'all to share this live. And even if y'all just cut it and show the back half of this live, please do that. But because this is an important question to ask yourselves. With we have other hobbies, and I think what's going on in the sneaker community, it's pushed us to our other hobbies. It's definitely pushed me to my other hobbies, and I can't be mad at it, but I kind of feel sad for it. Let me see what you all are saying. From Bricks to Kick said none. Only the people that have been buying for almost all their lives are the ones that are really in it to be in it and enjoying the stories that come with them that actually mean something to the general culture. My bad, my phone died. Hey man, no problem, JVille, man. Hey, it's all good. Not gonna lie, I stole my first pair of Mike's Marvin the Martian 7s when I was 12, and I saw what that pair meant to me. Facts. To me, what makes a shoe valuable in the long run is not how much you pay for them or how good they look. It's about the people you meet, the good times you have in them, and the memories you create. And it's funny you say that, because that was my mission statement. I don't know if it's still up on my channel, or on my X account or my Instagram, but my entire mission statement for doing this was, I saw it in the beginning 4 years ago. Well, actually before COVID. I saw that the sneaker community was headed in a bad direction, and I saw that it was becoming all about the money and who could get the most pairs and run people's pockets. And the reason I got on to YouTube, because I don't know a whole lot about Michael Jordan. I don't even really care about Michael Jordan. I just always loved the aesthetics and the look of the shoes. And with me loving the look and the aesthetics of the shoes, it pushed me in the direction to learn the history behind Michael Jordan and behind the shoes. So that's how I got into it. But I just wanted to be the individual to actually bring the love for the culture back and to bridge that gap, because not a lot of people in large numbers fuck with or identify with people that look like me. And you can see it on YouTube with my counterparts. And it's not to pull like the race card or anything like that. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but individuals that look like me, that have been on this platform for a lot longer than other individuals, than our counterparts, their subscribers and whatever have kind of plateaued. But the counterparts that give the same information with less detail and less depth pull twice as many subscribers and twice as many comments and views and things like that. And I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna be here to do what I do until the wheels fall off. It does kind of hurt, but it is what it is. That's not gonna stop my show. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, I love what I do. From Bricks the Kid said, that's what makes a shoe valuable in reality. Shoes have two stories to tell: the one of who designed the shoe and the story of the person who wears them and the person they become from wearing them. Facts. It's not the clothes that make the man, it's the man that makes the clothes. 100%. And with that, I'm going to end tonight's live. We've been running for 2 hours and 8 minutes, thanks to you all and the support that you all have given me and continue to give me. Again, for everybody new, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I've got videos that I'm going to, drop. I've got to knock them out. I've just had to get some personal things in life kind of in order. For those who know, y'all know, share the live to everybody that you know. Put them up on game, man. Put them up and let them know that, man, we trying to bring the sneaker community back for the love of shoes and not for the love of money. And hopefully with that thought process, if we can spread that thought process far enough and wide enough, man, it'll get better for everybody, because that's what I really want to push for, things getting better for everybody, not just myself. So with that being said, man, I'm going to end the live on that note. Before I go, y'all know I can't leave y'all without saying nothing is impossible. Fight for everything y'all believe in. Don't let anything stand in your way, and dream hungry. Don't give up and don't stop doing what you're doing. C said, what's the stock numbers? Complex saying that they're going to be available. So Cease, we talked about that earlier, man. I'm going to say roll it back. I'm going to say roll the tape back and check out what we said about the stock numbers. You will be pleasantly surprised. But if we want to say Complex said that they're going to be available, they're going to be available. We're going to roll with that for now. And until next time, I will catch you all later. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe, follow the channel, and share the live. Hit that like button as well if you haven't already. And I love y'all. See y'all next time.